I'm turning off the lights. I flip the switch and head to the bed. Nothing bad will happen, right, guys? Normally, I'd just lay in bed like always, but that's not the case tonight. Instead, I get into the bed carefully.
ねえお兄、
Yeah?
やっぱ狭いね。
No shit. I told you.
お兄もうちょっと向こう行ってよ。
I'm on the edge of the bed already. Already.
本当に？実は妹とくっつきたいだけじゃないの？
I'll kick you off the bed if you keep that up. You always claim I'm the creepy pervert. Yeah, you're the one who keeps saying this stuff.
何それ、人。
No, he's becoming aware that she's a brocon. Anyway, arguing won't get us anywhere. Let's just find a position that works and calm down so we can sleep. We rustle on the bed and look for a position we can sleep comfortably in.
これならまだ比較的落ち着くかな。
Yeah, this works for me. Oh, okay. Are you okay? I think you'll be able to sleep. Sleep?
平気。むしろ落ち着く。
Really?
私はね、だって。
What?
なんでもない。とにかく寝づらくないから気にしないでいいよ。
Very suspicious. I'm still curious about what you meant by that. Oh well, good night.
おやすみ。お兄、もう寝た？
Bro, how stereotypical. It's been fucking 5 seconds.
無視しないでよ。今の一瞬で寝てるわけないでしょ。
What?
お兄ってさ、好きな子とかいるの？
Go to sleep.
こういう時の定番の話題じゃん。
Between friends, why would I tell my little sister about my love life? I just go to sleep.
これだけ狭いとすぐに眠れないっていうか。お兄、なんか眠くなるような話して。得意でしょ、そういうの。
Are you implying I'm boring?
やだな。そんなつもりは全然ないってば。ところでお兄っていつもどんな話をしてたっけ？政治？経済？
Oh, don't get me started on those topics, alright? You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
冗談だってば。夜も遅いんだからあんまり騒がない。興奮すると眠れなくなるよ。
And whose fault would that be? Forget it. I heave a sigh and try to relax. And then a faint sweet scent hits my nose. It's still my bed, but it feels so different now. It's a strange feeling. Girls really smell nice. I keep that to myself, realizing how weird my thoughts are getting. I may be a little inept at times. Get it? But even I can tell. You should try to sleep.
わかったよ。
Good night.
おやすみ。で、好きな子いるの？
Go to sleep. Some time passes. I'm fairly comfortable. But I guess the situation will take some getting used to.
ねえ、お兄ちゃん。
The tone of her voice is calmer now for some reason. It doesn't sound like she's trying to tease me again. Sensing that, I respond to her. Yeah?
意外と優しいよね。お兄ちゃんってさ。
Huh?
褒めてるからね。
What am I doing to deserve that? We're just sleeping together.
それだけじゃなくてさ、なんか全体的に すぐ舌打ちするし、怖いし、ひねくれ者で素直じゃないし、キモいこと言うし、ダメだなこの人って思うことも多いけどさ。なんだかんだで、お兄って優しいなって。
There's moments. It's not there is moments, it's there are moments. Why is it always a list of my flaws before you hand me one compliment? You think I'll forget everything you said because before because you called me kind because you called me kind there at the end. Besides,
何そのため息。
I'm not trying to be kind. If that's what you think, then it's all your fault.
私？妹が可愛いから？やだ、照れる。はいはい、違うんだね。わかってますよ。で、私のせいってどういうこと？
When you were a kid, you'd cry to mom and dad whenever anything happened. And then they'd get mad at me and tell me not to make you cry, and how I was supposed to be the big brother.
ああ、そうだっけ。そんなこともあったっけ。まあ、子供のやることだから。
I'm talking about you, not some random kid. Wait, you forgot about the time you ran away from home, didn't you? You forgot about the time you ran away from home, didn't you?
家出？嘘だ。私、家出なんてしたことないって。
I don't know how you'd forget it. How you'd forget. It was a big deal. Even the police showed up at some point.
待った、鬼。私、本当にわからないんだけど。
She suddenly sits up and demands I explain. Well, if you forgot, then that's fine.
いや、私が気になるんだってば。何の話？
I sigh and get up to face her as well. Like I said, you just didn't come home one day. It got pretty late, and you weren't back by the time Mum came home. We asked the neighbors, but we just couldn't find you. People started thinking it might have been a kidnapping, so they started talking and calling the police.
大事件じゃん。
Yeah. How did we even forget?
いや、だって、そんな騒動が起きてたなんて聞いたこともないし。それって結局私はどうなったの？
You were found. Oh, well, I found you.
お兄が？でも、そんな頃ならお兄だって子供だよね。
It wasn't that hard. You were hiding out of sight and crying by yourself. I was a kid too, but you were even younger than me. Even younger? You were a year younger. You also used to hide a lot in that spot, and that's why I was able to go find you.
迎えに、あれか。
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to do young voice. There you are. What are you doing? Let's go home.
お兄ちゃん。
Why are you even hiding in here?
だって、お兄ちゃんが。
There you go again. I'll keep getting mad at me because you're always blaming me. Stop it.
ごめん。ごめんなさい。
Enough crying. It's not a big deal. Let's go back home. You really need to stop crying. Mom's gonna get mad at me again if she sees you like that. It's not my fault you were hiding there, okay? I have nothing to do with this. You better tell Mom the same thing.
お兄ちゃんのせいだもん。
What?
お兄ちゃんのせいだもん。
Why?
だってお兄ちゃんが泣くなって言うから。
I didn't tell you to run away from home. Are you stupid or something?
バカじゃないもん。だってお兄ちゃんが。
I told you to stop it. They're gonna be super mad at me.
ごめんなさい。
And just stop crying before we get home.
頑張る。
I'm really gonna get it now.
そんなこともあったね。
Yeah, it sure did. In the end, we got back and you bawled your eyes out in front of Mum. And then I never heard the end of it from her for a whole week. Even though I was the one who brought you home.
お兄ちゃんがって泣いてたら勘違いしたんだよね、確か。
That's such a load of crap.
でもあれってお兄のせいだよ。
Huh?
っていうか家出じゃないし、道理で話が噛み合わないと思った。
Well, do tell. Why'd you do that?
あれは以前にお兄がお父さんやお母さんの前で泣くな、俺が怒られるって言ったんだよ。だからしょうがなく妹は兄がこれ以上怒られないよう隠れて泣くようになったという。このいじらしさがわかんないかな。
Of course I didn't. They got even more upset at me because of it.
っていうか、そもそもあの日泣いてたのもお兄と喧嘩したからだった気がする。だから全部お兄のせいなんだよ、多分。
And did you really need to go outside to cry about it? Are you stupid?
バカじゃないもん。だってお兄ちゃんが。
Stop it. You're bringing back bad memories.
懐かしい。
And you kept hiding in the same spot after that, remember?
そしたらお兄が迎えに来てくれるようになったんだよね。私がちょっとでも遅くなると。
Because I'd have to go look for you anyway, if I left you on your own. And I figured it'd make Mum and Dad stop griping at me. Whenever you cry, I got the blame for it. That's all I could do.
そうなんだ。謝った方がいい？ごめんね。そこまで迷惑をかけてたとは思ってなくて。でも子供ってそういうもんだから昔の話だし水に流すってことで。
I'm not gonna hold it against you now. It kind of ticks me off when you say that, considering you forgot all about it.
あと、ありがとう、お兄。私のことを迎えに来てくれて。
Whatever. It was years ago.
なーに？もしかして照れてる？
No.
嘘だ。妹にお礼言われたくらいでその反応。お兄にも可愛いところがあるじゃん。
Why are you looking down at me like that?
とにかくさ。ありがとう。
I already said you don't have to say that.
やっぱ照れてる。
Can you just...
はいはい。寝る。じゃ、改めておやすみ。
I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. I sigh in resignation and lie down again. I can't sleep very well. Is it because of what we talked about? My memories kind of came back to me, and so did my feelings from that time. I might have done things a bit differently, but it's true that I was happy. Of that I'm sure. Because I never really forgot about that day. I never wanted to run away from home. I just knew that if our parents saw me crying, they would get mad at him. I felt bad, so I decided to go out, decided to go cry at the park. But I couldn't stop crying. I didn't know when I could go back home, so I worried, and then I cried even more. And then it started getting darker, and I got scared and cried even more. Just as I started thinking I might never make it home again, Oni came for me. Fuck. What are you doing? Let's go back home. He came and took me back home. It probably happened during autumn or winter. I remember the warmth of his hand very well. He pulled on my hand and he dragged me home. And when he made it back, we both got scolded. He might have been upset about that, but I was really happy. Normally he was really mad whenever I cried, but he didn't get mad at me that time. He just took me home.
それがね、とっても嬉しかったんだよ。お兄ちゃん。
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have realized that with the voice I gave young Riku, okay? It wasn't just whenever we'd have fights. Whenever I had fights with my classmates, when I got scolded by our parents, or simply when something bad happened, or I failed and felt bad about it. No matter what, he would come for me and take me by the hand. He grumbled about it, of course, but he never gave up on me or abandoned me. He never got really angry at me. He just took me by the hand and pulled me up. Let's go home. At some point, I came to rely on him as a crutch of sorts. His hand was warm and nice. And the way he helped me up, no matter what, made me feel secure. That's when I started chasing after him. I wanted to hold his hand again. I wanted for him to comfort me again. And I did things to worry him on purpose. And as I did that again and again, a strange feeling started blossoming in my chest, without me even realizing. God damn it. It felt different from anything I'd ever felt for my classmate or friend, or even our parents. Parents. I couldn't help but feel butterflies in my stomach whenever we were together. I started feeling nervous about being with him. Is this normal? No, it isn't. What do you mean? Why are you asking? You have siblings too. What do you... And the feeling got stronger and stronger before I could even understand what was happening to me. And when I finally understood, it was already too late. I couldn't help feeling that way anymore. Possible? I mean, I guess. They wouldn't continue on in your adult years, though. Honkshu.
人の気も知らずにのんきだな。本当うちのお兄は。
Even if he wasn't, he would be in fucking denial about you, Amane. I know better than anyone that my feelings aren't normal either. But I can't fight them. And the thing is...
後悔だけはしてないんだよ。お兄ちゃん。天使創造リブート
Is that really Amane's reaction to... Is that really Amane's reaction to putting on a... what is the name of Kurumi's succubus thing? Kurumi's transmigration? Slay? Yeah, is that really Amane's reaction to putting on Slay's outfit? I met with an unfamiliar scent again. It's not a familiar scent. Correct. You just said you met with an unfamiliar scent. Okay. Yeah, no. Though I've been experiencing it a lot lately. It's the fresh scent, deep scent of the woods. Okay, well, and before me spreads a beautiful cityscape. It's like a seed from an anime sprung into life, right before my eyes. Okay, something's going on here. However, it feels like there's a dark shadow looming over it all. The town doesn't look dirty or anything like that. There's this sheet of gloom over the city, like it's been sapped of life.
ねえ、アリオンのやりたいことって何？
どうした急に。
急ってことはないと思うけど。最初に私と会った時に言ってたじゃない。
最初って、お前を。
アリオンって結構嫌なところがあるよね。なんでいちいち煽ってくるかな。バックログ画面だ。
最初って、お前を完膚なきまでに打ち負かした時か？で、なんだ
？About the classic tsundere and erodere if the hitting is only sexual. Excuse me? Are you a masochist or are you a switch there too? Dexter, we already did the BDSM test. You should know what I am.
だから、あの時に言ってたよね。やりたいことがあるから私の力を貸してほしいとか。
ああ、言ったな。
でもさ、私が見る限り、アリオンって毎日ブラブラ徘徊してるだけに見えるから。
Link to your results? Why would I have them saved? It's switch 100%, that's what I am.
あれって、私を説得するための口実ってこと？
いや、力を貸してほしいのは本当だ。それに、宝刀息子に人望はなくて配下もいないってのも事実だ。
I lean slightly more towards dominant than submissive, but I'm still switch.
その宝刀息子がやりたいことって何さ？それを知らないことには私も協力しようがないんだけど。
なんというか。
So sadist too. Technically, yeah.
何？言えないようなことなの？
いや、まあ、ウィズになら言ってもいいか。争いを終わらせたいんだ。
争いって、もしかしてずっと続いてる人族との？
I wonder what Twitter would say. I think there's a lot more things that I've talked about that Twitter would cancel me over than saying that I'm more sadistic than masochistic.
Ah.
And I've recorded it. It's not just on the stream. There's the stuff I've talked about in recordings too.
え？終わるの？あれって。だってずっと続いてるでしょ？
But you know, my most heinous political opinions have only been on stream, and no one knows about them anymore. They're lost to the annals of time. Sure.
私やアリオンが生まれる以前からずっと。
Unless I say them during a recording.
そうだ。簡単には終わらないだろうな。でも、だからこそ終わらせたいんだ。
If Twitter did cancel you, would you still stream if you could? What do you mean if I could? Getting cancelled on Twitter doesn't mean doesn't mean I can't stream anymore.
そんなのどうやって？でも、アリオンの力なら人族の軍勢を壊滅することもできるかもしれないか。
Here's the thing about getting cancelled on Twitter. The only time someone can actually get cancelled is if the thing they're getting cancelled over is some heinous shit, right? Like with Cinder, or like with or like with what Vishojo's done. The only, well, yeah, there are two ways someone can actually get cancelled on Twitter or whatever the fuck, right? And it's if one, they do something egregious, right? Like with Cinder or with Vishojo, or something similar like that, or even if they do actual crimes. And the second way is if the person getting cancelled bends the knee, right? If they apologize for no reason, right? They get cancelled over something completely nonsensical and they bend the knee, they apologize to the people cancelling them, and of course, whenever, you know, the people cancelling you don't want an apology, they want to see, you know, it's more of an act of dominance, you know? It relates back to what you wanted me to talk about. They want to see you submit to them, right? That's the thing. And if you don't do that, you can't get cancelled over it. Easy.
終わらせるって言っても、そういう意味じゃない。
でも、じゃあ魔族が負けるようにするってこと？
With that being said, I think never mind.
違う。そうじゃなくてだな。もっとこう、平和的な解決はないかって思うんだよ。
So technically you could get cancelled just to get an audience. I mean, that's literally what's happened to some VTubers, right? Banana Juju was a good example where she's gotten quote-unquote cancelled because her VTuber model has dreads. But she, like a normal person, didn't bend the knee to the retards on Twitter and got more popular because a lot of people saw that this VTuber was getting cancelled over nonsensical things, especially someone as big as Asmongold, right, saw that she was getting cancelled over something nonsensical, and, you know, it boosted her viewership, right? But it was before her debut, so there was technically not a viewership before that, so it boosted. Yeah, you get what I mean.
無理でしょ。こんなに長い間争い続けてるのに。
And I, like the rest of the sheep, also followed her after she got cancelled.
そうだな。俺もそう思う。けど、この状況で勝敗がはっきりついたら、負けた方は多分、ひどいことになる。
つまり、アリオンは人族も助けたいってこと？
結果だけで言えばそういうことになるんだけど、なんというか、とにかく嫌なんだよ。今の世界が。
Apologizing to the Twitter mob is ridiculous. They don't care if you do, and then the people that agreed with you feel betrayed, lose-lose situation. Exactly. The people who are your actual fans, who realize that you're getting cancelled over nothing, see that you apologized and realize you don't have a backbone. The people who are cancelling you see that you apologized, realize you don't have a backbone, and then take advantage of that fact so they can cancel you even more until you know, something. Right? You can see where I'm going with this.
例えば、この町とか、人族とぶつかってる最前線は違う場所だ。それでも当然被害を受けてる。
被害って？
例えば、ウィズがそうだろ。
私？
But if I'm this small, but if we are the only ones and know the plan, I guess. Well, no, here's the thing. If I get cancelled when I'm this small, other than like, I don't know, mass reporting my channel, I'm not really gonna go anywhere. Right? And I mean, me saying that isn't giving them any ideas. They've done that, you know, people getting cancelled on Twitter, they do this already. They mass dislike, they spam comments, right? They spam negative comments, mass report, stuff like that.
争いが長く続けば、いろんなものが失われていく。目に見える物資とかもそうだし、心の余裕とかもな。もしかすると、 こんな風に長く続く争いがなければ、もっと寛容な世界だったかもしれない。
But that's the other thing, right? I don't use Twitter. I should to advertise my stream, I guess, but I don't use Twitter.
吸血鬼が生きていくための血だって、みんなが無償で提供し合うとかさ。例えば、この争いで魔族が勝ったとする。その先はどうなると思う？
どうって平和になるんじゃないの？
いや、新たな争いが生まれるだけだよ。多分な。今は周辺国との争いだけだけど、もしこの戦いに魔族が単独で勝てば、大陸中の国が魔族を脅威だとみなす。そうなったら今よりも状況は悪くなる。魔族か人族か。どちらかが滅ぶまで争いが続くことだってあり得る。
なら、アリオンが言いたいのはこういうこと？勝ちも負けもなく、後に続かないように争いを終わらせたい、と。
だって嫌だろう。一人の吸血鬼の少女を寄ってたかってなぶるような世界は。そんなことがいろんなところで起きてる。しかもそれは今後ますますひどくなる。見て見ぬふりしながら生きるのもしんどいだろう。押しかかる罪悪感がとてつもなく重いというか。俺はさ、気軽に生きたいんだよ。だからもっとこう余裕のある世界になればいいなって思う。
どうなんだろうね。アリオンが言ってることは夢だよ。ただの夢。嫌われ者はやっぱり嫌われ者だと私は思う。でも好きかもしれない、その夢。
だろ？
Yeah, I'm glad we're having this deep conversation while I'm talking about what would happen if I get cancelled on Twitter.
じゃあ宝刀息子とかバカにされても参戦しないのって。
自分の力が魔族の中でも強いのはよく知ってる。だから怖いんだ。今の状況から大きくバランスが崩れて最悪の状況になるのが。取り返しがつかなくなるかもしれないからな。
わかった。アリオンの夢、私も協力する。で、夢を叶えるために私は何をすればいいの？
それなんだよ、問題は。ずっと考えてるんだけど、どうすればいいのかわからなくてな。
は？
俺も考えるのは苦手だからな。協力してくれる配下を探してたんだけどな。結局配下になってくれたのは俺より考えるのが苦手な吸血鬼だけで、正直困ってる。
はあ？なんて失礼な。信じらんない、信じらんない。
But is he wrong though?
確かに私はバカだし考えるのも得意じゃないけどさ。
悪い。謝るからそんなに怒るな。
怒るに決まってるでしょうが。
本当に悪かった。正直に言うと今のは照れ隠しみたいなもんだ。
照れ隠し？
俺の夢を受け入れてもらえたことが嬉しかったんだよ。内容が内容だ。こんなこと誰にでも話せることじゃない。
まあそうだろうね。下手したら裏切り者って非難されても不思議ではないし。
だからいろいろと見極めつつ協力してくれるやつを探してる最中なんだ。
おバカな配下で悪かったね。
さっきは悪かったよ、本当に。ウィズには感謝してる。
Yeah, you know the worst part? He's still stuck with the same idiot even after being reincarnated. I can't believe this. And the even worse part, they're blood related. They can't even, never mind.
ウィズは俺の話を否定しなかった。むしろ、賛同してくれた。
I was gonna say they can't even hate fuck, but, you know, I don't think their blood relation stops them from going that far.
それだけでも十分だ。むしろお釣りが出るくらい嬉しい。だから、ありがとうな、ウィズ。
最初から素直に言えばいいのに。で、協力してくれそうな誰かって目星すらないの？
一応、一人面白そうなやつがいる。
This is a visual novel, can't say that. Which part?
スレイっていう魔族で、俺たちと違ってかなり頭もいいらしい。
Oh, okay.
そいつなら何かいい案を出してくれるかもしれない。
有能ならいいんだけど、でもその人はアリオンの考えに賛同してくれそう？
Yes, they would. I don't know why we're having this conversation like Slay doesn't join Diablo and Viz.
少なくとも他の連中とは違うな。
実際に会ったことは？
一度だけ。軽い世間話をした程度だけどな。
ちなみにその人の他に当ては？
ない。ただでさえ今は徹底抗戦の空気が強いからな。
ならそのスレイって人に当たってみるしかないね。少なくともおバカ二人が頭をひねるよりも意味があるだろうし。
そうだな。まずは動いてみるしかないよな。
ねえアリオン、これが夢への第一歩になるといいね。
あ？何言ってるんだお前。
何よ、私そんなに変なこと言った？
夢への第一歩はウィズが俺の夢に賛同してくれたことだろ。
でも私何の役にも立ってないし。
俺は一人じゃないって。夢に協力してくれるやつがいるって。それが分かったことが嬉しいんだよ。一歩目はウィズが踏み出させてくれたんだ。
そう。まあ、役に立ってるんだったらいいんだけどさ。
とりあえずスレイについてもうちょっと調べてみるつもりだ。
協力してくれるといいんだけど。
無理だな。
She responded bluntly.
人族との争いを平和的に解決などできるわけがないだろう。
それは分かっているつもりだ。だがこのままだと行き着く先は破滅だ。それだけは止めなきゃならない。
貴様の言いたいことはわかる。だが力のない者がそれを訴えたところでただの妄言と変わりがない。
力ならアリオンは強いよ。知らないの？
マナの話ではない。政治の話だ。
Okay, I don't like.
バックログ画面だ。
Slay is significantly quieter than Diablo and
設定画面だ。
Viz.
国と国の争いを終わらせるのは一個人の力だけでどうにかなるものじゃない。
Okay, I mean she's slightly louder, but
設定画面だ。私のそれはちょっとアリオンも何か言い返しなよ。
言い返すも何もスレイの言ってることは正しいからな。力がなければただの妄言と変わりない。スレイの言う通りだと思う。なら俺に力があれば違うのか？俺に力があれば争いを終わらせる方法があるのか？
アリオンが魔王になれば話し合いでなんとかできるんじゃないの？
そこまで簡単ではないことだけは確かだ。これだけ争いが長く続いたんだ。話し合いだけで解決できる時期はもう、いや、もしかすると最初からなかったのかもしれないが。
だからこそ俺はお前に協力をしてほしいんだ、スレイ。
さっきも言っただろう。一個人の力でどうにかなるものじゃない。
Well, good thing Diablo's not a person. Never mind.
だったらなるしかないか。魔王になれば開ける道もあるだろ
聞いていた話とだいぶ違うな。アリオンはやる気のない放蕩息子という噂だったが。
う。否定はしない。ただ言い訳をさせてもらうと、どこにやる気を向ければいいのかわからなかったんだ。
そうか。
それで、方法はあるの？ないの？どっち？
それは、お前の理想に協力はしよう。だが具体的な方法については少し時間が欲しい。
なら、具体的な方法が思いつくまでは、することがない感じ？
今は少しでも賛同者を増やすこと、そして本当に魔王を目指すことだろうな。
And then... too much exposition. I can't... I'm getting more tired. I need to wake up before I get more exposition dump. The mist clears and I find myself staring at the ceiling. But it's not a typical morning. It's so hot. I feel uncomfortably stuffy, though she'd probably get upset if I said that in front of her. Well, I guess it's time for her to drink more blood. Next to me, Amane sleeping with a placid look on her face. If we were in the middle of winter, having her as a warm pillow would have been nice. Don't worry, she will be in due time. But it's honestly kind of rough in this summer heat. It definitely explains why I woke up soaked in sweat. My t-shirt is sticking to my skin in a very uncomfortable way. I even turned on the AC. This bed is too small for the two of us. But unfortunately, someone might fall off the bed if we're not this close. Anyway, I wonder if that worked out like we hoped. I saw a flashback of Diablo and the vampire girl from after they met. Yeah, it was a longer flashback than usual. That was really surprising though. According to everything I've been told, Alion was a powerful Diablo who fought in the war and came to be known as a terrifying force of nature. Only twin-sized beds exist in visual novels. Yeah, this is the exception where it's a single bed. But he wanted peace. What does this mean? It means that Diablo pulled a Lelouch Season 2 in Code Geass Season 2, where he made everyone in the world direct their hate toward him, so then there could be a martyr, aka Lelouch's friend, or in Angelic Chaos's case, the Valkyrie, to kill Diablo, and then everything becomes peaceful, or whatever the fuck. It's the only Code Geass is the only way I can explain my thought process as to why he did what he did. Did he have a change of heart at some point after that? She's sleeping without a care in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if she had a completely normal dream, but probably not. For one, she's wearing the vampire outfit. Yeah, I can tell from the sprite in the corner. And this cramped bed isn't helping. It's already past 7. Dad and Mum must have left for work already. I suppose there's no need to have her drink my blood right now. Maybe you should hydrate a little before that. You've lost a lot of water from all that sweat. And then make sure to hydrate yourself again so that when she eventually does have to drink your blood, you aren't completely drained of water. With that in mind, I get up to leave the bed. She's getting more exposition. She's getting more exposition than Riku did. Sorry, did I wake you up?
平気。おはよう、お兄。
Morning. How was it? Did you have another dream?
ああ、見たけど。
What?
ごめん、ちょっと待って。頭の中整理したくて。
Yeah, all that exposition, right? At least for Riku, there were a few pauses in there of when I was talking about Twitter cancellations. With Amane, she didn't get the same treatment. She had to go through all of that exposition in one go. Okay, want me to bring you some tea?
あがとう。
With some blood mixed into it? I was gonna drink some anyway. Wait just a minute. I head down to the kitchen. So they did not change the CG. And I mean, I get that it's an SD CG, so it's not meant to be sexual. But, like, you know...
これちょっとまずいかも。
You're telling me. I try to recall the flashback, but my memory is still fresh.
例えばヴィズがそうだろ。争いが長く続けばいろんなものが失われていく。目に見える物資とかもそうだし、心の余裕とかもだ。もしかするとこんな風に長く続く争いがなければもっと寛容な世界だったかもしれない。吸血鬼が生きていくための血だってみんなが無償で提供し合うとかさ。
アリオンが考えているほど簡単ではないと思う。他人の血を吸うなんて普通は怖い。いくら心に余裕があるとしても吸血鬼に優しくする人だけじゃないと思う。
だって嫌だろう。一人の吸血鬼の少女を寄ってたかってなぶるような世界は。
そんな風に思ってくれる人もいるんだ。もしもっと早くこんな考えを持つ人に出会えてたら私の人生も変わってたのかな。でもその場合アリオンとは出会えなくなっちゃうのかな。
夢への第一歩はウィズが俺の夢に賛同してくれたことだろ。俺は一人じゃないって、夢に協力してくれる奴がいるって、それが分かったことが嬉しいんだよ。
It's very confusing when Viz is thinking, or when to distinguish between when Viz is thinking and when Viz is talking. Is like you'd usually distinguish between them with parentheses. Right? There should be brackets between, her thinking lines. Because I doubt she's referring to echo effect. I guess, but this is a flashback, right? Echo effect is par for the course.
一歩目はウィズが踏み出させてくれたんだ。
いや、私は今のままでいいや。いや、今のままがいい。
Like,
アリオンと一緒のままで。
I doubt when Viz is saying this, she's speaking to Alion. I don't think she's referring to him in the third person.
こんなバカみたいな考えを持ってる人が他にいるわけないから。
And the second person.
だから
Or the
私
second
は
person.
アリオンのことを。
Whoa, hang on. How long have they been together? Like, she fell in love with him after a few days.
いや、これどうなの？マジでどうなの？前に見た夢の時点でそんな気はしてたけど、改めてはっきり見せられると、ウィズは私の前世で、魔王はお兄の前世で、そのウィズは魔王のことが好き。
Which means you should also have feelings for Riku.
まさか。ちょっと待って。もしかして同調って、私とウィズが同調したのって、まさかそこ？同調したって、そういうこと？
Here's the tea. And Mum's already left for work. You can come down. Oh, thank God, she's got a... What would you call it? Mesh? She got her mesh back over her chest. What's wrong? You okay?
なんでもない。
If you say so. Here's your tea.
あんがとう。
What about the blood? You want to do it now?
いや、もうちょっと後でいいや。今はちょっと。
Hey, what's wrong? Did something happen? She's reflecting.
まだ起きたばっかりだし、休みだし、そこまで焦る必要もないかなって。もうちょっと落ち着いてからでいい。
Alright. I'll go prepare breakfast. I'll go prepare breakfast. Don't go to sleep again, alright?
もうちょっと頭が働き出したら私も行く。
Sounds good. Here you go. Once she takes the cup, I leave the room. I wonder what to do next, and decide to hang the laundry.
ウィズが魔王のことを好きで、私はお兄のことが好きだから？いや、でもそうと決まったわけではないけど、でもこんなの説明できないんですけど、どうしよう。
Well, at least she's not denying her feelings for Riku.
マジでどうすりゃいいのこ
She's just very conflicted over her feelings for Riku. Especially because they're meant to be blood related, right? Fucking... Yeah, of course, we have to use the same CG again. Amane licks the blood off my finger just like before. In the same position, of course. She can only drink his blood in this position, right? She takes in Diablo's mana, which undoes fucking the transmigration for the time being.
それで今日も夢を見たってことだったね。
Yeah, I feel like it was a continuation of the one we saw last time. I saw what happened after Viz and Diablo met, and she started working with him. And she instantly fell in love with Diablo, like, less than 24 hours after they met. It seemed like Diablo was looking for ways to end the war.
せる？
Yeah, it took me by surprise too. It didn't look like he wanted to fight the humans. He said he hated how the people became more heartless as the war continued, or something. You saw it too, right?
あ、うん。だね、そうだね。そういう夢だった。
Yeah, Viz was a bit too preoccupied being in her own head, talking about how much she loves Diablo. Like, I was too preoccupied during that scene, talking about Twitter. Never mind.
魔王が争いを。
Noah?
あ、いや、なんでもない。ちょっと意外だったから。意外すぎて、いろいろと考え込んでしまって。話を戻そう。その夢で何か気になることはあった？
No. Well, it was really unexpected to hear Diablo didn't want to fight the war. But I didn't really notice anything else. What about you, Mane?
私は、
Noah's reaction is more impactful now that we know why she's acting that way, since we did her route first. I mean, to be fair, I feel like the writers want you to do Noah's route first before you do any other girl's route, right? I mean, it makes sense. She's the poster girl, so it's a natural progression. And I mean, doing the routes quote unquote out of order isn't going to really change that much, but definitely recontextualizes some reactions from Noah if you know that she used to be the Valkyrie and killed Diablo. What's wrong?
ごめん、気づいたことはないです。そうか。やっぱり言えない。絶対言えない。言えるわけない。こんなことバレたら、さすがのお兄もキモいって思うだろうし。正直その気持ちはわかる。私だって自分のことをそう思う。思うけど。自分の気持ちなのに、なんでコントロールできないんだろう。
Because you be drinking his blood every day.
距離を作れば落ち着くのかもしれないけど、一緒に暮らす以上、どうしたって顔を合わせることになるし。
And also because you slept with him. But on that way. I actually go with the opposite logic. I like to save the main girl for last. Yeah, you're just like me. And I would have done the same if, you know, the main girl wasn't the lolly. So of course I have to do the lolly character in these visual novels first. No need to look so down. It's too soon to give up on this. It's possible that we'll learn why this is happening if we watch more memories. Yeah, that means we need to sleep together more. So that you can develop your feelings for Riku more until you can no longer hold back and have to confess to him. And then by that point, he'll also get feelings for you. Oh, why the long face?
いや、お兄は気楽そうでいいなぁと。
Huh? Are you trying to pick a fight with me already? I have my own issues, thank you very much. You know about my, you know, deep problems relating to a core part of my manhood.
ごめん、そうだったね。今のは私が軽率だった。
Well, never mind me. What's important right now is you. Are you worried about something? You don't sigh like that over nothing.
どうなんだろうね。事情はわからないけど、力になれることがあったら気軽に言ってくれ。 ありがとう。でもこれは完全に私個人の問題だから。もう少し考えてみて、どうしようもないとか限界が来たら、その時には頼らせてもらうかも。
うん。わかった。無理はしないようにね。
うん、了解。さて、とりあえず服を着替えてこようっと。
Amane leaves the living room and heads to the second floor. I notice that there's something slightly strange about her as she walks away.
大丈夫だろうか。
I think we really just need to give her some space. If she really can't solve it on her own, she said she'd come to us. I don't... She might not come to you, Riku, but maybe to Noah. She may even resolve it on her own. It might be bad to be too nosy.
わかった。僕も様子を見ることにしよう。それで、夢のことだけど。
I didn't hide anything from you. I really didn't notice anything weird about the dreams. I mean, it was surprising to hear that Diablo wanted to stop the war, but I don't think that's related to what's happening to Amane. No, Amane knows why it's happening to her, but, you know, kind of embarrassing if she tells you why.
そうだね。
Especially if you can't reciprocate her feelings. I think we should keep looking at these flashbacks. For Amane's sake, of course. But I'm also curious about Diablo I'm also curious about Diablo now. I feel like it might have something to do with me. But I'm still no closer to figuring out why this sinking is happening. You know? Amane is transmigrating because Viz has feelings for Diablo, but if Riku starts transmigrating, right, that means that Diablo would start getting feelings for Viz, which means that Riku will start getting feelings for Amane, and then that's when they'll know. That's when they'll know they can confess without any prejudice. But I'm still no closer to figuring out why the sinking is happening. I've started feeling more and more that they're similar not just in appearance, but also in their personalities. But I didn't think it warrants all of this happening. And that's my biggest worry right now. I wish we had at least a clue as to what is going on. Yeah, imagine if Noah was transmigrating every time she because of her feelings for Riku. But you didn't realize she was transmigrating because the Valkyrie and the Angel are the same. They aren't a reincarnation. They are the same person.
何?
It's nothing. She's enacting any different. Maybe the issue she mentioned before isn't that big of a deal. I guess I can relax then.
あまね、今日の予定は？
今日はサイちゃんと約束があるくらいかな。
Mikuni, you mean?
あ、外に出かけるわけじゃないよ。オンラインでゲームの約束してるだけ。今ポイント2倍のイベントやっててさ。
In DBD? Oh, right. Is it that multiplayer game you're always playing?
うん。ゲームのキャラに能力を追加したり、スキルを強化することができるんだけどね。
Look, I will say, at least she's not playing League. At least she's only sticking to Dead by Daylight, even if that game is horribly balanced. And that's why you need that in-game experience.
そう。これが結構大変で、2倍の時に集めとかないと後で苦労する羽目になるんだよね。
僕にはよくわからないけど、 とにかく部屋でゲームをしてるってことだね。
その予定。
わかった。僕も外出の予定はないから。何かあれば、いつでも言ってくれ。僕は部屋に戻っている。少し考えたいことがあるんだ。
What do you mean?
あくまで僕個人のことだよ。
With that, Noah goes to her room, and Amane definitely isn't playing games with Mikuni because if she's left alone with her thoughts, her mind will drift back to thinking about how much Viz loves Diablo. So then she has to think about how much she loves Riku. Thinking she said it probably has something to do with Diablo.
お兄はどうすんの？
Me? Well, I guess I'll just chill. There are some movies in my backlog that I should probably watch. And summer vacation's the perfect opportunity for that. I take the remote and turn on the TV to browse my watch list.
ほーん。じゃあ私も見る。
Aren't you playing with Mikuni?
約束の時間までまだあるし、サイちゃんも起きるのは結構ゆっくりだから。
Really? She's always struck me. Yeah, she always struck me as the kind of person who went to bed early for some reason.
真面目だとは思うけど、ゲーム好きはみんな夜更かしするもんだよ。
I mean, I also like staying up late, but I'm not playing games. I'm reading manhwa. And that sounds a little prejudice to me, but I can't really deny it.
てなわけで、私もしばらくは暇つぶし。
Let's hope let's hope your mind doesn't drift back to how much you love Riku. That's fine by me. But do you really think you'll like a movie I want to watch?
文句ないよ。あー、もしかしてエッチなのを見たかった？
Why would he watch that on the lounge, on the fucking living room TV? Are you stupid? I wouldn't be watching porn in the living room. See? He gets it. It's just an anime movie I watched a while ago. They made a live adaptation of it. Oh, so it's gonna be shit. Why would you want to watch that? They released all of the director's movies on streaming sites to go with the new movie and all.
おー、そういえば前にテレビとかでも一挙放送とかってやってたかも。
I was too busy studying for exams to watch it when it came out.
私も見れてないからちょうどいいね。
The fact that it was direct to DVD and didn't actually screen in theaters means that you know it's shit. We sit side by side on the sofa, but the moment we do, our arms touch. Usually she'd snap at me and call me disgusting or something, but you know what I'm surprised about with Amane? She isn't masking her feelings for Riku by teasing him more than she usually would. Right? With these kinds of tropes, that's usually the how would I say? That's usually the route the writers would go down in terms of how they would write the girl, especially if they're a little sister type. All she does is shift away from me, creating some space between us.
何？
Oh, nothing. Isn't it hard to watch from way back here?
平気。字幕とか文字情報があるわけでもないし。
But you're both Japanese, why would you be reading subtitles? True. She's acting just a little bit strange, it seems, unless the live-action adaptation of the anime is from a Western studio. In which case, it'll be even more shit. Well, maybe she doesn't feel like being a pain in my ass today. The movie we watch is a live adaptation of an anime movie that was pretty popular a few years ago. The story follows a boy and a girl who suddenly start God fucking damn it. I knew it was your name.
バックログ画面
As
だ。
soon as they said pretty popular a few years ago, that's where my mind went. Of course it's your name. Why wouldn't it be your name? A pretty popular anime movie that... Fuck you. The story follows a boy and a girl who suddenly start switching bodies one day, and they end up having to solve an impending disaster. At its core, though, it's a romance movie. The light adaptation is so good and well directed that I don't mind watching the same story again. Okay. I will give it that. The only time a live adaptation of an anime can be good is if it isn't shonen, right? If it doesn't require a shit ton of CG to replicate the anime, right, then it can be good, right? Slice of life anime can be well adapted. No wonder it's so popular. It's still really good.
ラブコメっぽい雰囲気かと思いきや壮大な感じに広がったりして見てて楽しかったね。
And the way they use the theme song at the end is great. Yeah, my 100th listen of Zens and Zens by Radwimps. I really love that song. I know I'm being sarcastic about it, but it is a good song. It's just I've heard it too many times through Osu. They really made the most of it being live action with the sound and camera work.
ねえ、お兄はさ、こういう状況になったらどうする？
Except for the fact that
バックログ画面だ。
wouldn't the camera work be more limited because it's a live action compared to an anime? Is that really something that you could praise the live action for? What do you mean?
だから女の子と体が入れ替わったらお兄ならどうする？やっぱおっぱい揉むとかキモいことするの？
No, I definitely wasn't thinking that. Probably, yeah.
かもじゃないでしょう。今の即答っぷりは絶対に揉むつもりじゃん。
I mean, would you blame me? The first thing I'd notice is my room being different, and then my body not being mine at all. And then I'd check out what's wrong with my body.
まあそうかも。
Might as well admit it, Riku. We all know you would. You're not gonna tell me you wouldn't touch your dick first thing if you woke up and found out you were a guy.
揉むわけないでしょ。バカなの？わざわざ揉んで確認することはない。それは断言できる。
Are you sure?
そりゃまあ目で見て確認する程度のことはするかもしんないけど。
But yeah, I think the last thing I would do is check my face. So touching my boobs wouldn't be anything abnormal. Actually, it's the most normal thing to do.
なんで熱弁？きっしょ。絶対下心あるじゃん。
I mean, he did watch Your Name before, so he probably thought about it back then. Anyway, it's not like any of this will ever happen. So I can say whatever I want. And if we're talking about what would actually happen in a body swap scenario, I think most people would just go into shock and not know what to do. Except for the fact that this is a supernatural world, and a body swap scenario, while unlikely, isn't out of the picture. They don't technically body swap when they transmigrate, but, you know, Viz and Amane are slightly different people. Like, not being sure about which bathroom to enter, or to drop their skirt or roll it up.
考え方がリアルでさらに希少い。うちの兄、希少すぎなのでは？
Transmigrating into your past lives is totally normal, but swapping bodies with another person is just silly. Exactly. What do you mean body swapping? That would never happen. Transmigrating though? That's totally normal. Oh, shut up.
じゃあさ、入れ替わった相手のことを好きになったりすると思う？
Now that's a question. I guess you'd become pretty intimate, but I can't even begin to imagine what it'd be like. But if that happened, wouldn't it be like we were bound by destiny or something? I guess that's how it... I guess that's how I say it, at least. I see it, at least.
運命赤い糸
He's fishing. Very obviously. What?
いや別にお兄には似合わない言葉だなーって運命とか赤い糸とかって単語が
What's weird about that? Besides, it's not like I believe in any of this. I'm just giving my opinion on the movie.
まそうだね
I think I'm gonna watch something else now. Wanna stay?
おーやめとく見てたらサイちゃんとの約束に遅れそうだから部屋に戻って準備しないと
Call me if anything happens. Or Noah if you'd rather ask her.